There you go. We are recording. I've only been doing Zoom interviews for like 4 years now, so you can't really blame me for not knowing where the record button is, can you? How are you two doing?
Yeah, really well, thank you.
Good. That's what I want to hear. So we'll start with you, Natalie. Since Audrey's Children is based on a real event, what's one fact about Dr. Audrey Evans that you learned that just completely blew your mind that you never knew before?
Oh, well, I mean, I didn't know who she was. I couldn't believe I didn't know who she was. You know, here's this incredible trailblazing Brit who, went off to America, became the first female chief of oncology, and, revolutionized children's cancer treatment. And I was like, I didn't know that she should be a household name. Why do I not know who this woman is? And then you just kept reading the things like about the animals and the way she just wouldn't take no for an answer, and the way she was like, like badgering the pharma companies until they gave her the money for the research, and and all these things, and it's just fact after fact, and the Ronald McDonald house, and it's just, you're like, oh my god, just when you think you're like, this woman couldn't do any more, she goes and does more. And it's just, she's like got superpower. She has this inexhaustible faith and determination and strength that is truly comes across like a superpower. And I was like, this is one hell of a heroine. And especially in the world we live in today, just the opportunity to play an individual so inspiring that made such a difference. And then obviously Dan D'Angelo as well, it made as a couple, they made a huge difference as a professional couple. And ultimately a personal couple, but as a professional couple, they made such a huge difference. And I mean, like, just what a gift to play that person and meet that person, which Jimmy and I both did. So, no brainer, I think, is the term they use.
The superpower analogy is wonderful, and it really applies, especially given the circumstances she was in. I love that. I love to think about it that way. That's great.
And Jimmy, as Natalie mentioned there, your character Dan played a huge role in revolutionising medicine in Philadelphia. How does it feel to finally bring some decency to the city of Philadelphia after all the chaos you brought it in It's Always Sunny?
It's full circle, is what it is. Yeah, I've definitely played a creep in Philly, so it was nice. I mean, Dan Danjo's career, he was a very special man. He kind of pioneered some combination therapy, just the idea of like coming at it, the Wilms tumor work he did, but it was this catalyst of Audrey that felt like it just finally unlocked that tightening that he had. It was just like, I'm following all of the rules, but like when she shows him, says, look at the good we can do by kind of breaking this rule, and we can get the information from this hospital and we can save people and help people. So yeah, just, it was such an honor to be able to play a man that was so essential, but that also ran such great support for the woman in his life, which I really respect, and especially during that time, to be able to just back her up without having much ego about it.
Yeah, absolutely. They were the yin and yang of it. They were a really great team. And to get to talk to people like we did who knew them, we spoke to many people who had worked with them. Jimmy spoke to family, and it's like, and to really hear those idiosyncratic stories of what they were like together and how they approached things. I mean, they were an amazing team, truly. And it's testimony to Amy and Julia and the production that they put me and Jimmy on screen together, and it worked out. that it echoed that dynamic, that Jimmy and I have a yin yang going on that really transfers, and it works. And it was great.
Well, sadly, I don't have much time left with you guys, so I will end on this. Since Audrey's Children is all about helping kids, what's a piece of advice that you would give your younger self if you could?
Whoa!
I'm so sorry. I got like real deep, real quick there, didn't I?
I mean, I think, you know, the thing I like about, I mean, I love many things about Audrey Evans, but one of the things I particularly like about her is she's respectful, but she wants to move the boundaries, and she wants to challenge authority. If she says no, it's not good enough. She wants a proper reason, and she wants to. There's a quote, a quotation I'm going to paraphrase, which is basically from George Bernard Shaw. It's basically, it's the unreasonable man that changes history. And I know you can be called a disruptor just because you just want to push the envelope a little bit. But I think, Audrey had a faith, and she wasn't scared to ruffle a few feathers. Maybe I would tell my younger self not to be such a pleaser all the time, and maybe not be so scared of ruffling feathers more often, I think, maybe.
I literally was, and I hadn't had an answer until the split second as you were saying that yeah, don't worry about making everybody happy. Like don't worry about people pleasing quite as much, and worry more about getting the job done that you think needs to be done. So yeah, agreed.
That is why you two are the perfect Audrey and Dan. Like, you just both came up with the same answer. I want to cry. Well, I'm going to have to go now, guys, but thank you so much for bringing this film into my life.
Thank you for bringing that checkered, amazing shirt into my life, because that is top shelf.
Fine, have it. I'll take it off. Here you go.
Thank you.